How are you guys doing? This is Ryan. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I want to talk about a few topics that are pretty interesting that have come up in the news recently. One is Bitcoin Cash. Is it going to become a national currency? Roger Ver recently leaked in an interview that he's in negotiations with a country that wants to adopt it. Also, I want to talk about my early retirement plans and the idea of leaving the United States. I recently disclosed on a podcast I was on with Citizen of the Year that I had a goal to do this, just like I had a goal of becoming a millionaire by July 5th of 2022, which has essentially happened depending where the market is that day, and also just cover the current state of the markets, crypto, stocks, all that good stuff. So let's hop into the video. So again, Roger Ver announced in an interview recently that I'll link in the description below, I believe on the Nomads podcast, that he's been talking to a country about adopting Bitcoin Cash as its native currency. You can speculate as to who this is. Roger Ver lives in St. Kitts, a little island there. Also, he spoke of Antigua being very friendly with Bitcoin Cash. Many merchants already adopt it and use it. So one could say it could be one of these smaller island countries that may do this. I could see it being attractive to a small country that will bring in cryptocurrency that has large market cap and can bring a lot more capital into the country with a free market currency and raise the wealth of people within that country. I imagine it being a country that doesn't immensely benefit by the ability to print money. I feel like a smaller country, if you print too much money, it'll hurt people more. Rather, the United States has a huge, powerful country and they could print away a bunch of money and get away with it easier. And also hugely benefit by giving this invisible tax to its people. People could also speculate that Roger Ver is also part of something called freesociety.com. And what freesociety.com is trying to do, they are trying to buy land and sovereignty from countries that are willing to sell it. So just like in the United States, like the Louisiana Purchase, we were able to buy all the land west of the Mississippi from another country. Countries sell land if they want money, if they want to pay down debt, or for whatever reason. There's probably lots of land out there for sale, and this new crypto economy, crypto world, medium of exchange can possibly in the foreseeable future build future societies in ways they want to design, which I think would be very fascinating. So with that speculation is maybe this has happened and likely Bitcoin Cash would be like the native currency, but it would probably welcome in several other cryptocurrencies given the nature of a free society, right? What does this mean for Bitcoin Cash and its price? If Bitcoin Cash were to be the first currency ever adopted by a country to be its like national currency, how is it not like the biggest cryptocurrency? I think this is a game changer. In my opinion, Bitcoin Cash is like the only currency that could really work as a virtual currency very effectively. Like you can't use Bitcoin, transactions would be too slow, fees would be too high. You can't use Ethereum, they would have the same issues. So Bitcoin Cash is very appealing. It's easy to use for business. Like I use it for business, and I've actually recently got in these stickers here I put on my front door and I'm handing out to other businesses that want to accept Bitcoin Cash. It's just the best one to use for business, and it's also deflationary, so it protects you against inflation and rising costs. I do want to plug, I got these from bakersfielddecals.com. I'll have that link in the description if you want to get some for your business or to hand out to people. If you want me to send you some, just shoot me a DM on Instagram, rgiffin89. I'll also put my handle there. Unlike Bitcoin Cash, we can print as many of these as possible, but there'll only ever be 21 million Bitcoin Cash coins. So I really think when you get involved in like Bitcoin Cash and get your own private wallet and like do transactions with people, you kind of just get it. It's easier to understand like the value and the utility in it. And when you combine this with its brand value being associated with Bitcoin and now countries wanting to adopt it, you really start to understand like the underlying fundamental value behind it. It's not just speculators speculating on someone's future speculation. Instead, this is a real fundamental value that will likely go up a lot in value over the long term. So like market volatility, I don't get too concerned about. I know I'm holding a very good project, a very valuable currency, and a very effective store of wealth. So I've been getting a lot of people freaking out about the market going up, the market going down. And I think a good way to ease yourself of your worries is to make sure you know what you're holding. And even if the price went down by 50%, 80%, that's market volatility. The market goes up fast, goes down fast. You know, these markets are aggressive. But if you start having an investment thesis like 5 years out, you get less worried about the day-to-day price of your investment. I've lived by this quote for a while. People overestimate what they can do in a year and underestimate what they can do in a decade, and the same thing with their investments. It takes years to become an overnight success. But I've been an investor, an entrepreneur for years now, and I feel like I'm seeing the fruits of my labor of being consistent and having high conviction plays that I am starting to think about early retirement. And I think it's something that I could do in about 5 years. And when I say early retirement, I mean more like recreational retirement. What I mean by recreational retirement is that I can be more agile in what I want to do. Versus if you don't have that kind of financial freedom, you really have to stick to what you do best and brings highest value. The market's always going to kind of control you and ask you to give your best to the market, to give yourself the best state of living and your family and so on and so forth. But if you can reach a certain number in wealth, you can have more freedom of decisions and choices and possibilities. So 5 years, I say that because this will coincide with another cryptocurrency bull market, and essentially having more wealth will give me more options that I can make for me and my family. And I'm always excited for a new frontier. So I've had this idea of moving to another country and possibly denouncing my citizenship of the United States. And please know, like, I am very grateful to be a United States citizen. I have loved living here. I love living in Florida. I've had an amazing life, but I've always had this curiosity to go out and travel and find new challenges. And I really believe the crypto economy will build really cool future societies. And there are issues with living in a more what will be archaic system of big governments printing money, a more archaic, like divisional type of two-party system. I'd like to create a society that competes with that. You know, so many people would do anything to be an American citizen. I would be open to the idea of going to another country that wanted to not tax its people as much and allow a crypto economy to flourish, or even a new society like I talked about, like freesociety.com, where we could create almost like a stateless society that is filled with freedom and abundance and offer more solutions for people around the world to come and better their lives. You probably think I'm crazy here, but this decision will not be made lightly. It'll be made with my wife and my children. I think for my wife, like a beautiful farm and farmhouse would have to be in the equation. And for my kids, certainly having great education is very important. But the type of father like I've chosen to be is one that will take chances and do things in life, because I want to lead by example. I want to show my kids that you can do anything in this world, and a more free society creates more opportunities, a more interesting life, and I want my kids to be a part of that. So this decision will be made with them in mind. And this is, again, 5 years out. Like, I make goals 5 years out. My goal was to be a millionaire in 5 years. I don't necessarily do like New Year's resolutions. I kind of do, but I try to think more further out and give myself a more realistic opportunity to do what I'm trying to do. And if life for some reason pulls me into a different direction for some reason, that's okay too. But at least, like, if you have something you're shooting to, you have an opportunity. Like this will drive me to grow my businesses bigger. And by me trying to grow my businesses bigger and better, it also helps the market. It helps my business offer better products and services to more people. So again, to recap, I'm very grateful to be an American citizen, but I actually think the most American thing you could do is to denounce your citizenship. The early Americans in this country seceded from the UK. It's in our DNA to try to find better ways to live amongst our common man. Some of you probably think I'm crazy. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. But if you do find this interesting and you do want to follow, subscribe to the channel. If you've enjoyed the content, give it a thumbs up and tap the notification bell so you can see more videos about this journey that I'm on. So when you're thinking about cryptocurrency as an investment, think about this future world that you are working to build. You may not even know that you are trying to build these future decentralized economies that really challenges power structures and will reorganize society differently. Don't be so obsessed with the day-to-day price action. Just know that you're building a more interesting world for the future, and find quality projects that are going to partake in that. If you watched my video from last week, you know that I still think we're in a bull market and we're going to go much higher in price this year before we fall back into a bear market. But I could be wrong. This could be a bull trap and we could go down and go nowhere for the next few years. I'm not too worried about that. I'll accumulate more cryptocurrency and I'll wait for the next halving cycle, and there will be another bull market in cryptocurrency. I'm absolutely sure of it. And along with stocks and real estate, that will allow me the financial freedom to do more interesting things in my life, in my opinion. So if you're checking your account every 5 minutes, relax and ask yourself, do these investments make the world a better place? And if they do, they will probably make you wealthier, because that's how markets work. The market exists to serve each other. That's plain and simple. I already plugged my Instagram. I also want to plug myself on noise.cash. Noise.cash is a social platform built on top of Bitcoin Cash, where you can make Bitcoin Cash just by tweeting things, posting things like this video on there. You can contribute to the over hundreds of thousands of daily transactions on the Bitcoin Cash network. And that brings value to people who use the currency. And that's the difference between Bitcoin Cash and like the dollar. So when you use the dollar, you're really benefiting those who can print the dollar. With Bitcoin Cash, by using Bitcoin Cash, you're benefiting those who own Bitcoin Cash. That seems fair to me. But anyways, that's all I got for this week, guys.
I'll see you in my next one.